Not all first cars are created equal. This is my buddy Zach. We've known each other over a decade now. And in the car community, he was known for one thing: turning his first car into an absolute track monster in a very strange way. Was it a Miata? No. Was it a Mustang? No. It was a freaking Lincoln Towne car. Zach took his first car and made the best use out of it possible, taking the stock 2-valve engine with a red line of 4,500 RPM and putting a cam in it. And he even did his own manual transmission swap. But that wasn't enough for Zach. He then ripped out the engine for something better. With its new power plant and better suspension, what is it like driving Zach's ultimate dream of his first car? Let's go for a drive and find out. Zach, what are we in right now?
95 Towne car.
And we filmed your car about 2 years ago.
Yep.
And everybody loved it. Why are we doing it again?
So it's got some updates.
Like a lot?
Yeah, a little bit.
Including a whole different engine?
Yeah.
You want to start with that?
Yeah, it's got a 6-liter LS in it now.
From an Escalade.
Yeah, Escalade motor, truck motor. Yeah, same Ford trans.
Yeah, so it started as a 2-valve 4.6.
Yep.
And then you did like a cam and stuff like that.
Yep. Well, so I put it on the dyno, it made 276 horsepower, which is not bad for a 2-valve.
No, it's not.
And then I pulled the motor the next day.
The next day?
Yeah, next day. So it's an LQ9, it's got 243 heads, which are like LS6 heads.
Right.
LS6 intake, so a lot of stuff found on like a C5.
It sounds like a Corvette,
Yeah.
which is super weird.
Yeah.
And as you're driving it around, you're like, you know, that would be hilarious to lose to.
Yeah.
So it makes, what kind of power does it make now?
If I had to guess, somewhere 4 to 420.
But like, it's so funny because you're like firm
Yeah.
gripping this and driving around.
That's the problem. It gets looked over.
Yeah.
Because people see me in a Towne car and they're like, oh, it's a Towne car. It's not worth my time.
Like, it's funny because you're like, I want somebody to mess with me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
A few things that I think we learned from the last video. One, you proved, Zach, that you could literally modify anything. I love the story of this car because it was basically your first car.
Yeah, it's my
And
granddad's.
then it stayed your first car for the most part.
Yep.
A big thing I think that really intrigued a lot of people was the manual swap.
Yeah.
So to do the manual swap in just the 2-valve, what was the process of that?
So I mean, pretty much any Mustang trans works.
Right.
Basically, I just got a Cobra transmission and, you know, Mustang parts made it work.
Right. So the clutch pedal is
Yeah.
really high up,
Yep.
the brake is lower,
Yep.
and then the gas is towards me.
Yep.
So was there just a point in time where you're like, this is the only car I have, so I might as well just do everything to this?
Well, pretty much. And at the time, I mean, the Panther platform, nobody really did anything.
Nothing.
I mean, you're talking 10 years ago.
Way before
So,
Garrett
yeah.
took over the world with
Yeah.
Crown Vics. What's so funny is whenever I drive this car, this is my, I think, second or third time driving it, it is the biggest paradox to me. Because I have this wheel where I look down and I know I shouldn't be steering that well. 2, it's brown.
Yeah.
3, it's like, Grandpa, is that you?
Yep.
4, it's a big box that sits really low, and it's funny, you have lowered it since last time.
Yeah. So on dips like this, please be careful.
Yeah, I saw it. So we're gonna be nice and careful. Ready, Zach? Don't give me that face.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh yeah. Oh, I went to 5th. Yeah, so yeah, you have a really good shifter in it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close ratio.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1. There we go. That is so bizarre. And you're also not fighting, but you're also accounting for the Towne car isms. That's not a Towne car ism. What the heck was that?
Backfire.
That was the crazy. That was so like.
It shoots a flame when it
I
does
know
that.
on camera you can't tell. That was loud. And we just went past a family outside, like kicking a soccer ball.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they seen a ghost. Yeah, buddy. Ease on the brakes, and we're a town car again.
This thing's a different animal in the passenger
I was about to
seat.
say, it's probably your first time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Celine wheels on the Lincoln. And how long did it take you to do the swap?
So I pulled it off the road in October, and then by June it was running. It was kind of one of those things at night after work, you know, work on it here and there. I didn't dedicate 8 hours at a time to it. It was
Right.
really more of an hour or two here and there.
So me and Zach play Xbox together a lot, and I'd be like, so how's your night going? And you would text me one word, crotch. Crotch. I'm like, and you'd be like, what are you up to? I'm like, you're like alternator.
Yeah.
What are you up to? Exhaust.
Yeah.
What are you up to? Because you had difficulties with the exhaust,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. So we made
what was
everything.
the solution with that?
We
Just
built headers.
fabricating?
Yeah, we made headers for it.
But honestly, I think the most bizarre thing is you'd think it would have really dead steering,
Yeah,
but it doesn't.
yeah. So I converted it to electronic.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have lots of suspension on it too, right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, since you drove it last, upgraded brakes, so it's got C5 Corvette brakes, GT500 rotors,
Oh my god.
stainless lines. The rear I did like full tubular, like a 4-link essentially.
When you're up here, you realize like this camera was actually very difficult to set up today because of how wide the interior is, which means, yeah, it was a luxurious car.
Yeah.
It was supposed to give you breathing room and space. And then when I look over at you, I'm like, he's far away. Typically we're like shoulder to shoulder when I do reviews this style. I love just seeing the emblem and then hearing the paradox. I'm sure it's really satisfying after doing all this.
Oh yeah.
And also the alternator sits so high.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Is that just like a bracket system you adapted?
It's essentially like truck bracketry in the LS world. So the exhaust is the same. We built the headers, but just made connections to the existing exhaust. Yeah.
A big thing we talked about earlier today off camera was that you made your digital gauge cluster work.
Yeah, I had to have everything working.
So to do that, was that just utilizing the factory ECU?
Just going through some wiring schematics, figuring out how the factory, the Lincoln stuff works and how the LS stuff works, and
Right.
basically just adapting them together. There's still no tack.
Oh, you just earball it? Yeah.
Well, so I made it the tack now. When you need to shift, the check engine light comes on.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's my shift light.
I haven't seen that in a long
Yeah.
time. That's what a lot of Evo guys
Yeah.
used to do. What kind of cam's in it?
So it's a Brian Tooley Stage 3.
And that probably helped pick up, obviously, a lot of power.
Yeah, probably.
The weirdest thing, though, is earlier when I was riding with you, I was like, this shouldn't feel this natural.
Yeah, that's what. So Katie was like, it feels smoother than the 2-valve.
Which I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
The 2-valve was not an amazing engine.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a lot of crap for that.
Yeah.
But, you know, in comparison, because the 2-valves were literally made to idle.
Right.
You know, like for the cops to sit around all day.
Well, the factory rev limiter in this car with the 2-valve was 4,500 RPM.
4,500 RPM.
Yep. I don't know.
It's just 4,500? That's diesel stuff. What do you think was the most difficult thing during the swap?
The exhaust.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down. I tried probably 4 or 5 different headers, you know, long tubes, and none of them fit.
But what rear end's in it?
So it's still the factory 8.8, but it's got 31 spline custom axles.
Yeah, having an LSD would be vital with this. All right, Zach, ready to goof around a little bit?
A little bit.
All right, yeah, just a little bit. That is so weird. Just rev matching in a Lincoln Towne car like that. Well, that sounds good. That is so bizarre. Your brakes are really good.
Yeah.
So what I noticed is, yeah, there's a little bit of a dead zone that you have to play around with, but I'm sure you naturally know it so well. But for me, who's used to modern cars especially, you're like, so is it gonna turn? But even if you just reel into it and just drive normally around, it's still very fun to drive. Not enough people realize that, I mean, it's a saying a lot of people say, and your car isn't slow, but what I'm saying is, it has that fun car, it has that fun element a slow car would have, but you're turning it up to 11.
Well, I was trying to come up with a way of Just keeping it inconspicuous.
Yeah. Other than that, man, anything else to add?
Not really. It'll be getting a turbo soon.
Oh God, I'll be back for that
Yeah.
one. It's funny how this thing, when you turn in, it doesn't bite yet, and then it bites.
Yeah.
It really bites. On that note, Zach, as always, thank you so much.
David, been a pleasure.
Absolutely check out Zach's everything with the Towne car. Definitely go watch the previous video because you'll get a good reference point of why we're talking about it this way. Out of all the things I get to drive, I always get excited to hang out with you in your Towne car. And a lot of people probably don't expect that.
Yeah.
Even like not even revving it all the way out, it's fun. I upload typically on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.